Hello, my love. I am on my way to grab us some coffee.
So yeah, then I was just thinking to myself, like, I can't believe that we're doing this. Like, I can't believe that we're living on Carla. I was literally telling that about this, and you know, I totally agree. But let me get
and I literally said we're
that burger
same person
that I left home 2 minutes ago.
Are you ready for us to keep talking?
Oh, you better be ready for us to keep talking.
Keep fucking talking.
Keep talking.
Hello! Happy 25th episode!
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this is a half midlife crisis for Keep Talking, our baby.
Young and sweet, only 25.
Time. But Keep Talking is female coded. So 25 is when the frontal lobe develops. It's when you get wiser, when you get rid of toxic energy, when you get ready for the next episode of your life, which will be soon. Because this is the last episode of season 1, guys.
Wow.
You're literally listening to it the day before we celebrate 1 year of Keep Talking. 4th of November.
It's crazy.
That is crazy.
Literally perfect timing. Like, how amazing are we?
It is. It really is. And I think it all adds up because we did miss one episode once or 2 episodes.
I think it was 2. Yeah.
And then we had to reschedule one because of my concussion and all these things.
Yeah.
So this just shows everything happens for a reason.
Everything fucking...
Yeah, there we go. Preach.
Yeah, see, I'm even getting nervous. Everything happens for a reason.
No, it really does. And I think for me, it has, like, for the past couple of weeks, especially ever since not the last episode, but the one before, my life looked so different. And it's so funny to see how everything falls back into place, even if it is hard.
Yeah.
So, I feel like I have a hair on my chin, which is not the vibes, but I think it's... I think I don't, yeah. It's just like the feeling, you know, when you sometimes have a feeling like that you have something in your eye and you're like... Anyway.
But the worst one is the mouth.
Yeah.
When you feel that you
have like a hair stuck here.
Ugh. No.
Disgusting.
I can throw up.
Yeah.
That is probably going to be a meme. Just as me that we will create ourselves.
Our fan page will. Guys, what did we say we were going to call them? KTs?
The KTs.
The KTs. Please feel free to make memes out of us. How funny would that be?
That would be amazing. Maybe on season 2.
Yeah. Especially. Exactly. Well, guys, we're filming in the dark today because we had daylight savings and it is, what time is it? 6:10. Which is late for us. We usually film in the morning or like midday because of the lighting.
Yeah.
But then we have to get accustomed to our new studio, which is different than our old one.
Yeah.
Not as much natural light, which is the only thing that I'm missing about this place because we're gonna dish today, guys.
Oh my god.
We're gonna clean our slates.
Today you're gonna get all the insights, and I was gonna actually say it. Like, I think that this is also the perfect ending.
Yeah.
Because we are starting in this new setup.
Yeah.
And I think that from the moment that we started filming in this new house, because we feel like we have this new safe space that we're making our own, and we want to get like new stuff, and I think that like new stuff for the podcast, and now that we are transitioning into a new era in our lives, you have already, I'm about to.
Yeah.
I'm 2 months.
Yeah, still in between. But yeah.
It's just like this transition of new place, new lifestyle, new topics on the podcast as well. So I think that just like getting rid of the whole energy of the last place, the last studio that we had.
Flat 8, we can say it now.
Yeah, Flat 8. Everyone loves Flat 8.
Yeah.
Which is one of my captions on Instagram, just so you know.
True.
It's gonna like finish, like it's gonna be the last line of the book.
Very true. Wow. Gosh, very true. I think that 'tis the season, you know, like for just healing and being yourself and being more open. And I think that, I mean, that's the thing we always say, like, we really do want this to go somewhere. And for now, we're just enjoying creating this passion project of ours.
Yeah.
But then eventually, like, I'm just thinking, like, eventually maybe, no matter if this goes big or not, like, I'm not saying that the ultimate goal is to be famous. But we do love creating this, and it would obviously be amazing to be able to take this more seriously because we are going somewhere where this is a prospect in the future. But like even just thinking about like, because yesterday we were doing our lashes, guys. We're doing...
Oh my God, it's pampering time, bitch.
For real. Like we got a haircut, we got we did our lashes, we got our nails done. Look at how cute they are. Super autumny. So it's just like, wow, we really are in a new era.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, and yesterday we were talking about like what the new place could look like after this, because obviously I graduated now, you're about to graduate soon. This time next year, we're gonna have jobs, and we're gonna be able to, like, once we have to look for a new place, because obviously London does everything on 1 year contract. Once we are gonna look for another place, we might have different expectations on how that could look like in the future, because we have some bit more cushions under us.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just fun to think about where we could be, and then think back to us having these video episodes, and where we do get a bit more personal and do talk a bit more about how we are feeling, and just looking back at that like a digital diary.
Yeah.
Which is so fun.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Who knows, maybe in the next house we'll just be bawling our eyes out in the podcast.
We're gonna bring the podcast everywhere. Imagine our dating life, everything. But we're gonna have guests. I feel like
I think
next
this new
season,
I mean, we still have to brainstorm about it.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be new stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are gonna like it.
Oh, absolutely.
But most importantly, we are gonna like it, because this is our, as you said, our passion project. And no matter how big, how small it is, it's always gonna be like a little baby.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're gonna keep talking. Yeah. But yeah, we should schedule a keep talking brainstorming session in Watch House, Somerset House, in the next week. Yeah. Just so we have this, like, because the funny thing is that I remember when you approached me first about the idea of way back when we lived here previously, of doing a podcast, and saying like you want to do a podcast but you don't know if you want to do it alone. Fuck these fucking flies, guys, sorry. And asking me to be in it. I remember us sitting down in Watch House, Somerset House, and talking about it.
Yeah.
And that was
the names and everything.
And we called it Rants and Realizations.
Yeah.
I still have that file on my hard drive, actually, of our podcast. Maybe we will eventually do a special episode of that.
Maybe it will be just that.
Which is going to be crazy. I remember us talking about our, like, if we could create a day that we would love, like, from scratch, what would we do? Actually, we should, like, one of our special episodes, maybe for Christmas or something, as a gift, should be us asking each other the same questions without listening to our answers.
Yeah. That would be very cute.
That would be very cute. Anyways, new era. New vibes.
New era, new everything.
Yeah.
New chapter, what's it called? New season.
New season. Yeah.
As you said, 'tis the season.
'Tis the season.
To keep talking.
Always and forever, guys. Always and forever. It's crazy. But if you think about it as well, like, do you feel lighter? Like, with you stopping one of your freelance jobs now, with you finishing your project, in the sense of the production process is done, now you're getting into post-production. Do you feel that sense of, like, autumn? Like, you remember, like, in school, September was, like, the new year. That's how the new year started. Do you feel that?
Yeah, I really do. I think that I was actually talking to my mom the other day about this, because a few months ago, especially before summer break, because I knew that I was going to have 2 months of not going to university. And at the end of the day, this is why I came here. This is why you came here as well. Like, and also all the people that we've met through it. The only goal for us to be here was to go to university and do a master's degree. So I felt in a way that once that was going to be over, I was going to feel so empty, which I still think that I will.
Yeah.
Because everything in my life is going to change.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that especially with my last project, the one that I'm doing at the moment, I feel ready to have something else.
Yeah.
And I feel excited. Before it was, I'm still a bit scared.
Yeah.
But before it was like, literally I was frightened. Yeah. And I was like, I can't, I'm really not ready to let this go, because then it's just going to be me, myself, and a tiny little thing in the middle of London, not knowing what to do with herself. And now I'm like, no, now I know I can't do it. And I am excited. I'm looking forward to what's yet to come.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Nanny McPhee? The movie, yeah. Yeah, because she has this saying that she always says, like, if you need me,
call me.
No, I'm thinking, because this fits so perfectly to what you said. She says something like about, like, once my job is done, I'm going to leave. You know, like, that's, once they like her, she's going to leave, because that's what then she's done with her job. And I feel like that's a bit what you say about university, because I think that now you have gained so much creativity and so much reassurance that what you're doing is right, and you don't need somebody to hold your hand and guide you. You feel like you can do it on your own. Yeah. So you literally overgrown university in that sense. So what a beautiful feeling. Like, so literally, like, the master was there to teach you exactly what it did. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. And you're doing so great. And I mean, I see you and I admire you, and I'm so excited to see what's to come, because it will be amazing. Yeah. And I mean, me now, I mean, I'm still going through suffering of not being in university, because it's so sad and it's crazy, because now literally, like, your future is like an empty road that you can't predict, because before you always had the next step to predict, and now it's just like work, but where and what and why and how. So it's just like so uncertain, but then everything falls into place, and that is beautiful. Totally. Yeah. I think that also, I'm going to praise you a bit now. I think I'm going to get a drink for that, guys. I think also because I see that you've just finished university, and of course you've had a lot on your plate. Yeah. This past few weeks. But I think that seeing you deal with tough stuff and at the same time achieving new stuff, it's like so inspiring. And I mean, I like when you got the new job? Yeah, I got a new job, guys. Okay. You got a new job, that's what we're talking about, and it's the coolest thing ever. Yeah, exactly. So I told you, like, when you had the first interview, I said, I really don't want to jinx it, but I know that you're going to get it. Like, I know it deep in my heart, and you're going to get it. 2 days. Like, she literally, like, is your superwoman, literally. So just seeing you, and also the deep love that I have for you, and that allows me to never feel threatened in that sense, because I feel like it could be so easy for someone that is, like, the two of us that are so close and we spend so much time together, even though right now I'm still at university, but if that was not the case, I can see all the people feeling threatened and feeling like, why is this not happening to me? And it's happening to her. But it's just like the admiration and the love that I feel for you, that I can only celebrate how great this is. Thank you. So it's so nice. Yeah, no, I'm really happy that and it just shows, because literally, like, I was let go of my job not even like a month ago, and it was for reasons that I could not I did not have any influence to it. Yeah, you could not control. Exactly, I could not control it. I'm not taking it personally. It's an economical reason. So what can you do, right? But of course, like, it felt like the floor was getting ripped away from me, and then I had my concussion, and then I broke it off with my 1-year situationship, and finished university just before that, and lost 2 of my closest friends here because they went back home. So everything, like, literally like came after one after another, and I did not have a routine. I did not have like something to not look forward to, because I did, but like obviously just like not having these having these routines. And then literally the day that the last thing happened, everything fell back into place. And new people came into my life that I hold close to my heart now. I got this job, you did your project, we finally are done with our last flat, which we're gonna get to in a bit. But I feel like it just really goes to show, and I think that I know I'm not a religious person, because I did not grow up. I was not raised religious. I don't believe in it myself. but I've always known, like I've always believed in fate and that everything happens for a reason. And I think that this, for some reason, really showed me even more that is really the case. Because I think that I was always very, and we talk about this a lot, about like being lucky, quote unquote. Yeah. And we work hard for what we get, but I know that I have been a fortunate person. Things tend to work out for me, which is good because I want that for myself, obviously. And I know people, I personally know people that have a life where it seems to not work out that great, and they try hard and it doesn't succeed. And I don't understand why this is the case, but I know that these things happening to me one after the other really threw me back because I've never had that in my life. And I remember my therapist saying, like, if everything always works out for you, how much of a setback will it be when it doesn't? You have to learn to cope with it, even if it's not happening now. You have to start not making so many like plans in your mind and being so hard on yourself, because then once something doesn't work out, you will get thrown backwards 3 times more than if you were prepared for it. And I really feel like that was my preparation, not even preparation because I did go through it, but now I feel like I got so much in return that obviously nothing bad happening to you is worth it. But sometimes you need these moments where you, get not go 1 step further, 2 steps back, but the opposite, like go 1 step back and 2 steps further.
Exactly.
And then everything works out.
Yeah, totally.
Just have to believe.
Yeah.
And really everything happens for a reason. Like, it really it's does. Crazy. Even like how we got our nails, guys, it's crazy. Like lately everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
It really, really does. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's the only thing I have to say about it. You're like, yeah. Period. What she said.
No, but we're gonna talk about our dear friends. What should we call him? Ooh, finally. Was that the one that... Oh.
It's still not enough. Sorry, guys. I've been trying to crack my finger for like...
Since Tuesday.
Yeah.
Since your shoot.
For like... That's true. I was probably holding all the tension.
Yeah, exactly. The hips? No, this finger.
This finger. That is another crazy thing. Like the hips.
For
anyways.
Real.
Like the tension that the hips hold.
Yeah.
And the more sad you are, the worse your hips are. Yeah. Literally. Like today I went to the gym and I felt as it like one of my, because I was doing leg press. I couldn't go all the way down. Not because of the weight, but because of my hips.
We should do like the frog position every night before going to bed, just to like loosen our...
Yeah, like
when I did the fetal position.
I thought she passed out.
I was just sleeping after my run on the mat. But I love...
It's so good. It's so good. Like I would just go... Please, if anyone in London knows about stretching classes, surely not yoga, stretching.
Yeah,
surely. Just stretching. I will go.
Anyways,
that's amazing.
It really is. Yeah, hips. That's where we came from. Hips are crazy.
Yeah,
but hips don't lie, and neither do we. Because today we're gonna spill the tea. If our ex-landlord is listening to this, get ready. Yeah,
we're gonna expose you, babes.
We're gonna expose you. If you ever see on Spare Room an advertisement that advertises a flat named Flat 8 in Southeast, don't go.
Don't you ever. I mean, love for the flat.
Love the flat.
Like, I was raised on these walls, on those walls.
With our knocking neighbor.
But it's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it.
No. Okay, let's talk everybody through it. So basically our journey started summer last year. And we were looking for flats from our designated homes. From our respectful homes. So we were not in London. Which was the first quote unquote issue. And then we don't have somebody that can vouch for us. Then we didn't have an income. I mean, we did have an income, but not in the future here in London. That's what I meant. So we did not have a job because we were studying.
So we didn't even have a visa back then.
Fucking hell, that's true, yeah. So it was quite a challenge because we tried a lot of things. We knew that we wanted to live together. But in the beginning, it seemed like the only way to do that is through agencies.
Yeah.
Because everybody on Spare Room was just advertising a room.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Yeah. And the agencies gave us a big headache already.
Yeah.
Like, all the times that you had to call these people, and I did call them sometimes as well, but I think you were the main one just doing the phone calls because of your phone number.
Yeah.
Because I had to, like, the fees from
Yeah.
my company was so high that I would spend like 25 euros on a fucking 20-minute phone call. So I think that at one point we were just like, no, we need to get a private landlord.
Yeah.
Because it was the easy option. So Spare Room, that's when I found Spare Room.
Yeah.
And like almost all of the ads were for just like one room in a shared flat.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we didn't want. And I remember my mom being like, you girls are so picky, just get a fucking room somewhere. No.
Like the shit you see on that, it is actually scary.
No, it is.
It is actually
So,
scary.
It's bullshit. Like, you
Yeah.
remember the one when we were trying to find this flat with the wardrobe? Like, one of them was just like a tiny ass wardrobe closet.
Yeah.
With just one bed, and you were
Yeah.
like, no, I'm gonna sleep there.
I can do it. Yeah, literally, because
We were so done.
we were done with our previous landlord. What are we gonna call him? The J. Because that's the thing. Never date a man with a J name.
Yeah.
J names are shit, and he's one of the J names. So
Yeah.
just J. Let's just
Yeah.
call him J.
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 So
We found him. You found him.
yeah, I did. I found the flat. It was a reasonable price. And I contacted him.
Yeah.
And then literally, I think it was like that exact day.
Yeah.
He called me.
Yeah.
Which phone calls with this man? Anyways.
Literally.
My romance.
That was the foreshadowing, guys. Because we have to check that we don't talk for too long. Because
Yeah,
we could
that's
talk
true.
for hours.
Yeah, for real. Anyways, he called me. Everything seemed okay.
Yeah.
I told Leonie he's very nice because that's a
He was.
man. That's a gaslighter over there.
No, he literally, like, he should write a book about gaslighting.
No, literally.
Ooh,
the art of gaslighting.
Yeah.
He's at the top.
But then
Is
we...
Jesus in him?
No, but we came to the conclusion in the end that he's actually not that smart. I think that we gave him too much credit.
Yeah.
I think he's actually just dumb. Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, we talked for like 3 days. Everything seemed very smooth. One of my friends went to see the flat because she was in London, and we were like, let's just take this.
Yeah.
Because it was like beginning of August at that point. We didn't have anything. That was our only option. It was
Yeah,
zone 1, very nice.
very true.
So we were just like, you know what? Let's just stick with this.
Because I remember during that same time, I was in contact with a guy that rented short-term apartments.
Yeah.
And we had this one apartment, which would have been great, but it was a studio.
Yeah.
For the two of us. And we
Yeah.
were thinking about doing that for 1 month and looking while we're here.
Yeah.
Which, if we think about it, obviously could have been a solution. But once we
risk.
got here, like, I started uni literally the next week. So it would have just been all over the place.
No. Thank God.
And even finding an apartment while you are in London is not the easiest, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. And then we got the contract.
Yeah. I mean, the contract was very restrictive.
Yeah.
And we were in conversation with UAL about it,
Yeah.
and they advised us to change it, but he was not open for that.
Yeah.
Which
So-
we were like, okay, all hail
Yeah.
Jay.
So we just looked away and say, perfect, don't
We're
worry
gonna
about it.
sign our
It
life
will
away.
be fine.
Yeah.
It will be fine.
And it was. In the
It
end.
was,
Like,
it was.
We're not in court.
No. Imagine this is
Close. Guys, this
Actually,
is
we're
actually
in
green
jail.
screen.
So then we moved in.
Yep.
And you moved in before I did.
Yeah,
Because my
exactly.
flight was like 2 days after.
Yeah.
So that's when you had the first in-person encounter with this human being.
Exactly, with this man.
Yeah.
No, it was quite interesting because I moved in on a Monday. You came over Wednesday. And I remember like coming there, picking up the keys from another tenant, and coming in, and I'm like, ooh, like it stinks. But then like some lights were not working, and everybody who has been to our place knows that underneath the oven, let's put in a picture here, underneath the oven, the board was just broken. And I took photos of everything, and I remember I called you, and then eventually he came over, and it was so visible that he was not in the flat since, or like after the previous tenants moved out. Yeah. So I was just thinking, okay, this is a bit random, but he was nice. But that first interaction, I felt off with him. Yeah. I despised him from the beginning, and I'm a very like loving person. I think I've never despised, I would never say that I despised the man. I mean, I did, but like to that extent. Yeah.
And like so soon, because you gave him no chance. No chance.
Immediately it was horrible. Yeah. Because I remember that then he was like, actually the girls below you just moved in 2 days ago or something, let me introduce you to them. And then it was just so weird.
Wrong choice.
Yeah. It was just so weird. And then I remember him to me and the other girl who just moved in that day being like, let me show you the neighborhood. And then we took this walk along the street, and he was like, you can get this here, and this is actually 24 hours, and this is the bus stop that everything goes to. And I was like, who are you trying to convince? Like, I already moved in, like we already paid 6 months in advance, like you're not trying to make me feel more at home here. But it's all him playing the good guy. And this is very important because we do believe that he was lying to us throughout everything, about everything in his life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then you come and we like obviously do the inventory, and we tell him like what's off, what's not off. And then our two favorite parts from the get-go, where we lived right next to the Thames Link, as the OG listeners from Keep Talking know, because we did not have a professional microphone back then. And the iPhone did pick it up. This one is clean.
It's better.
Yeah. But
so the Thames Link was therapeutic.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He was like, some people pay for white noise.
So you're getting it for free.
Literally. And then the funny thing is, like, even through the viewings we had where I heard him speak to prospective tenants recently, he was just straight up lying to them that the Thames Link, for example, ends at midnight, which is a lie because it ends at 3 a.m. and then starts at 5 a.m. again.
So in reality, it's just 2
hours.
2 hours. How many times, especially in the beginning, have I woken up to this irritating sound?
Literally. And it's like, shoo, and then sometimes it's 2 going by.
At the same time, no, that was terrifying. But the most terrifying thing was the other one. The one that was cleaning the rails.
It looked like a monster coming.
No, literally, like, if you've seen cars, there's this one big truck that was, like, terrifying.
Yeah.
That's literally how it looks like in real life. And then the sound. The fire?
Yeah. The fire! The fire that comes out. No, so true.
Oh my god, no, but the first time that I saw it, you were not home.
Yeah.
I think you were in Vienna. You were, or maybe in Mallorca with the girls.
Oh, yeah. I was saying I was at the place.
Yeah, no, I think you were in holiday. I don't think you were in London. And I saw that through my window, and I was like, okay, this is when I die. Let's see, like, it's gonna go into my room.
No, because
through the mold, it's gonna go into my room.
We looked, like, we could have jumped on the railway.
No, literally.
And it was like
surface? That's
easy, literally. But there would be no dog and no policeman. We would just die. But so, crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And the funny thing is that you could literally, like, Google when the Thames Link drives. Yeah. Like, there's no need for him to lie about this shit. And it's actually, I don't know if it's illegal, but it's not right to sell under false circumstances. Yeah. So it's just crazy. Yeah. And then the second thing is that my lamp, my ceiling lamp made a noise every time it was switched on. And he was fixing it, and I remember him saying like, I actually like this to fall asleep. I would love for my lamp to make this noise. And at that point,
okay, change it.
yeah,
anyway.
literally, that was like 2 weeks in. And I mean, obviously it's not his responsibility to change the light bulb, but we have to say that this was the moment we moved in, these issues were then. Those are his issues to fix, and there were multiple. But then I literally, at this moment, I already didn't have his bullshit anymore. So I was like, so you just want me to sleep with the light on? And he was like, I'm joking. Remember when he then left? And we were like, is he crying? I forgot about this.
Because that's why we say, I'm joking.
I'm joking.
That's because of him.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
And then he left.
Immediately
And then we were like, is he crying that we didn't laugh about his joke? And I remember you cutting him slack. Like, I remember you being very like, I was nice as well, but I was already done with him.
Yeah, but it's true that I was more like easygoing with him. It's true that I didn't have as many interactions as you did with him.
Which is funny because you were the main tenant.
Yeah.
But he always called me. He always...
But I also think that when it comes to that, I was a bit more scared that he would do something to us. So I was always trying to like be a bit more understanding. Not because I liked him, because I despised him the same as you did.
Yeah.
But because
I
was
this
like...
anger in me, like from the beginning. And I was always nice and like...
Yeah, of course.
Polite, but I didn't have any of his shit because from the get-go I realized that he really is thinking we're dumb.
Yeah.
And I remember this one moment where he was explaining, I think it was when I moved in, he was explaining to me how the boiler works. And he was literally telling me like, the boiler is like a big kettle.
And then he wrote it in the group chat as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just standing there and thinking like, who do you think I am?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to explain. I mean, I'm not saying that everybody on earth should know what a boiler does, but like I can Google that. Like the way he it wasn't mansplaining, it was like child-splaining. Like him thinking I'm just like a dumb little girl from a different country that probably doesn't even have electricity. Like I live in the mountains and I milk the cows and everything. Like that's what he was thinking probably. So from that moment, like I just can't with people talking down on me that much. So it was just like
no, defo.
So it was crazy.
Yeah. And then the next issue that we had was the mold. If you live in British household, you know about this.
Yeah.
Because this country is like
moist.
Yeah. It's like it attracts the house. Like,
yeah, literally. It's just because the walls are so thin. Like British houses are really not well isolated.
Yeah. Which doesn't make any sense because it's rains.
Wet.
It rains here, guys. This is not Spain.
Now, even today, when I went out, I was like, why is the floor wet? Like, why is the ground
For
wet?
real?
Because I didn't even hear it rain, but apparently it did.
Yeah.
Apparently tonight.
Everything is humid. Like,
Yeah, literally.
You just go out and you feel the humidity on you. So then, of course, especially in windows and like more humid places in the house, mold builds up. What happens? You have to get rid of the mold.
Yeah.
But if there is a fucking silicone where there should be like that should isolate those areas, but it does not because it hasn't been changed in like 25 years.
Yeah.
Then of course the mold is gonna get in. But then if the silicone is still there, you can't get rid of the mold.
Yeah.
So then it's like a vicious cycle of mold building up.
And then you
underneath the silicone, then you try to clean it. It
works.
Gets a bit better, but then it suddenly comes up again, and then you're breathing that for 1 year of your life.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like we reported that to him, and we're like, okay, we can see that the silicone on the windows is faulty, same as the bathtub. And it was literally like, it was not even us being like, fix it. It was us like being like, it's in your interest. Like we're here. I mean, tenancy is literally, yes, you're giving us a roof to sleep under, but at the same time, we're looking over your house. Like, you bought this property, and it is in your interest that this remains clean and good and everything.
Yeah.
And exactly what you said, his comment was that there was never a problem in the 18 whatever years that he rented this property, which maybe that's a sign. Like maybe that's a sign that you should change it.
Exactly.
And this literally haunted us till the very end of getting our deposit back, because he just literally ignored the fact that we raised this topic multiple times and kept saying that there's mold buildup underneath the silicone. And it's what you said. We can clean the surface, but we can't clean the silicone underneath if it's not correctly put on.
Unless we scrape it off and
reinstall.
And then we would have to do that, which is not our responsibility.
And he even said that.
Exactly. He said it in the beginning. It's not that we're just assuming. Like, he said it.
We have like the proof. Literally, it's insane.
Yeah.
So we had in the beginning, I remember we raised a couple of issues, and then our microwave wasn't working anymore, which it was turning on, but it was not heating anything up.
Yeah.
And since it was on the inventory, that is his thing to fix. So we reported it to him, and then he took the piss as well.
Yeah. His answer, because first of all, I said, hi, the microwave is not working. Could you please replace it? And he's like, send me a video. Because I don't believe your words.
Which is
I have
fair.
to see it.
Yeah. Fair.
Okay, like, send a video because it's probably easier to just see it than just me explaining it is working, but it's just not heating up. Whatever.
And the fact that he wants to see proof, okay.
Yeah. So then I sent a video of the microwave working because I was like, what do you want me to do?
Working.
Just like a video of me opening the door? Anyways, then his answer is, you should not use you should put something inside of the microwave because then the heat waves.
Yeah. He explains how microwaves work.
Exactly. And I was like, okay, so next time, should I put just like a tiny glass with water and then put my finger in and say, yeah, it's hot.
It's cold.
It's cold still.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
Especially because with our certain problem, a video could not help you because we said the microwave works, like it turns on, but it doesn't heat up. So that is something we can't prove through, like he would have to come by.
Exactly.
But like if the microwave were not to work, fair to ask for a video.
Yeah.
But it was just like hilarious. And it's just like, and this is literally a perfect sign of everything, of how everything went, because it was always him telling us that we're doing something wrong.
Exactly.
And there are multiple other issues, but the main issue we had in the first 6 months of our tenancy was that the switch that was turning on the boiler was broken.
Yeah.
And we
not only broken, was burning from inside.
Exactly, because it was broken, and he told us like to keep doing it. So we did, because we needed hot water. It was the midst of the winter. So eventually it was burning through. And it took him multiple attempts and 2 months to fix it, until he finally sent over a proper handyman who I remember was on the phone with him, literally like being so angry with him, hanging up and being like, this man is so annoying, he's such an asshole and everything. Like even the handyman was pissed. Facts bro. Where are you? If you see this, we love you. And then proceeds to literally tell us afterwards, after we sent him, because then the second installment for the rent came up, and we were like, the past 6 months have been shit.
Yeah.
So we just want to like send a formal email stating what happened and urging him for the next 6 months to take action sooner, so it doesn't happen again. That, for example, we don't have hot water stable for 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. It was not a threat. It was just like...
But at the same time, it was, babes, you're our landlord. You have responsibilities.
Yeah, for sure. But it was like a formal complaint.
Exactly.
Of us just asking to do things normally.
Exactly.
Because it's not that big of a deal. Like, the amount of money that this man is getting is like the bare minimum that you can do is provide us with a proper normal household.
Exactly.
Where we can live in comfortably.
And it's in your, like, it's in a contract.
Of course.
Like his responsibilities as a landlord.
Exactly. So then all these multiple issues, as you said, led us to write a formal complaint through email. His answer was so shit.
Yeah.
And because, again, he was in the position of power. We were living, yes, we were paying him, but in reality, it was his place and his rules, because he always made sure for us to have that clear.
Yeah.
Because he always did things his way. So, of course, the moment he threatened us to kick us out, we were like, okay, we just have to bow and pray to him and say, yes, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Which is what we did.
Yeah. I mean, thankfully, he didn't threaten us to kick us out. He said, like, if you want to discuss early termination, which was enough to make us shiver in our boots.
Exactly.
And I remember back then we were so sure that once he puts that flat on the market, it will be gone in a day.
Yeah.
And it turned out to not be that case, thankfully. But back then we were so unsafe. We felt so unsafe. But he already, like, I remember him saying, like, I'm so disappointed that you're, like, thinking that I'm not
blaming.
Yeah, and going over my responsibilities and everything.
Yeah.
So for the next 6 months, we literally did not have any contact with him. Like, we just accepted things.
Yeah.
So
Also, may I add?
Please.
Because we complain about the mold again on the email.
Yeah.
And he said that mold builds up because of the moisture and the humidity. And in brackets, he puts like normal things like showering. But our favorite thing was breathing.
Yeah.
So guys, you're not supposed to breathe in your house.
Yeah.
Because then mold builds up.
Exactly.
And it's your fault.
Yeah. He's such a joke, literally. He's such a joke. And it's so funny because it's like all these things adding up and you just think, do you really believe that, or is that your tactic?
Yeah.
Because what we noticed from the get-go was that he had multiple apartments in that building and other buildings, and we realized really quickly that all tenants are young international women. So I think, of course, he was looking for a specific literally he was looking for a specific person, because I think he put us in the box of us not knowing the country, which is a fact.
True.
I don't know the rules here as much as I do at home. Being young, being women, because I know for a fact that he would not talk to us this way, or he would have not talked about us this way if we were men. And this is just a fact, because he felt we are so underneath us. And I think that is why he was so quick on giving us like that position of like putting us down, because he realized really quickly that we do know shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're smarter than his other tenants. I'm just saying that it is absolutely fair to come to a new country and not knowing the rules and hoping that the people you work with and the people you rely on have your best interest at heart. And that's what I'm used to in Austria, because the market is very tenant driven. Yeah. Whereas here, it's landlord driven.
Yeah.
So this next 6 months, we literally proceed to be quiet. Yeah. Like, we just don't raise any issues.
Yeah, we just accepted the fact that we could not deal with them.
Yeah.
First, because we didn't want to. Second, because even if we tried, it would not make any sense. And it would not make any difference. So we were just like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
And before moving out, we were even thinking of staying one more year, because again, the market flat, like looking for a flat in London is so complicated. The prices change, they go up and down, always staying very expensive, obviously. Yeah. But and also we were so restricted. We will always be so restricted because we were looking for a 2-bed apartment, like 2-bedroom apartment. In a specific zone. Yeah. So of course we're not open to everything. So then we thought, what if we just hold on one more year? Yeah. But then we chose not to, thankfully. Yeah. And then we found this beautiful place. And the back and forth that we went with this man, because he wanted to increase rent when it was already so high for what it was absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. And he was like, no, I have so many. But also the confidence that he had in, no, I have so many people ready to take this flat. Bullshit. He literally... You had no one.
We had viewings till the last week of our tenancy there, which is embarrassing for him. Yeah. No, but because that's how it began. Like, we were, especially because we had to move out the day after I had to submit my thesis, and I was thinking like, fuck, so this all comes together, and I would rather and then me not having a job. So me thinking like I can't even say when we apply for new places, I can't even say that I'm a student. I'm unemployed at that point. So that made me really anxious that they're just gonna not see us as prospects. And then also my visa expiring in November. And then for you, the same thing in the first 3 months of the tenancy. Yeah. So it was really just like, I felt like from the outside, we wouldn't be prospects that look good on paper, which we probably weren't anyways. But this worked out so well, and like our property manager and our agent here, they were so understanding. Like in reality, we didn't have to prove that much if you think about it.
No, not at all.
In like if you think about our flat 8. But yeah, I remember him like asking, do you want to stay? And then him saying that he would increase rent by £50 a week. That is insanity,
that is like
guys.
230, 250 per month.
And he kept saying it's about inflation, but that would mean, I think it would mean like more than 10% of our raise. Yeah. And inflation is 2.3. So it was like, and then he's like, in management costs, like, babes, okay. So I remember him calling me and telling me about this couple from Australia ready to take it, and they would even pay more, and he will obviously give us a discount and blah, 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 blah.
So kind of him.
Yeah, so kind of him. Till eventually, like, we were like, no, let's actually, like, accept that we're not going to stay here because we can't deal with him anymore. No. And I remember that's when every time he called me, I got, like, I still stayed polite and formal, but I did give him, like, I did not allow him to give me as much shit anymore. And I remember then him talking down, like, areas that we were, like, talking about. Yeah. Because he was like, where are you thinking of moving into? And I was saying, like, we found many more places in Zone 1 that were much cheaper than what we are actually paying right now that are not next to the fucking Thames Link. And he was like, no. I mean, I would never buy flats. Dangerous. Yeah, I would never buy flats in that area because obviously I want my tenants to be safe. Babes, shut the fuck up. Literally. Like, you never cared for our safety. The burn-through switch was next to where my head laid every fucking night. So you obviously did not care for our safety.
For real.
So it was just hilarious. Yeah. And then we had so many viewings. So many viewings. People came over all the time. We're talking, and he was talking shit all the time, like, just on and on and on. Came up with lies so he would, like, he could avoid the 24-hour rule in advance, that he has to give us 24 hours notice if he comes by the place. He tried to, like, lie himself through it so we would accept it, and we were literally like, fucking hell.
Yeah, for real.
It was insane.
No, it was too much. But then eventually we moved out.
Guys.
Thank God.
Thank fuck.
And we thought that was going to be it. But again, life had something else.
No, I knew that he would give us some shit on the deposit.
Store for us.
Yeah.
And it was the fucking deposit. And guess what he was blaming us for? The mold.
And amongst other things.
But that was the main thing. Yeah. And that was the thing that made me so frustrated, and literally, like, I felt my blood boiling. Yeah. Because it was like, how on earth do you think that you have any say in this?
Exactly.
Because we have proof of every single time we've told you since the beginning of you stating that it was a thing that we could not do anything about,
and he would have to call somebody.
Exactly. And then you're blaming it on us. Like, how many fucking brain cells do you have?
Yeah.
1? Probably.
Literally. No, and that's the funny thing. Like, there were so many incidents that we did not talk about right now that just reinforce how dumb he is. Yeah. But this was insane.
This was literally insane.
Yeah, because we literally sent him the proof. We sent him the screenshots of the messages from him
multiple times.
He just ignores it and asks other questions.
Yeah.
Which, of course, it's a tactic. Of course, I know that landlords in London are shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying I actually have to applaud him. Because the lengths he went to was insane. Yeah. He even went as far as putting down that one of the issues is that none of the blinds in our apartment were working, which is a lie because they were all working.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, like, I could literally ring right now, flat 8, with the new tenants and be like, hi, blah, blah, blah. Try to make them let me in and literally film myself using the blinds. Like, it's not as if you can't prove that.
Exactly.
So it's just like, and then once we, not threatened, because I still don't think a dispute is a threat to a landlord, but once we raise the issues and saying like we're gonna raise a dispute because this is obviously we're not agreeing on this, he got so scared.
Yeah, which shows that in reality he knew that it was not our problem.
Exactly.
That it was him just trying to make us pay for something that he should have done 1 year ago.
Yeah.
But he decided that he could not be bothered and could not be asked to do it. So he that's when I think that for me was when I thought, okay, now it's when we are in power. Now is when we can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Because going back to what you said before with him seeing us as young little girls that don't know shit, I think that also us involving other people and people that knew about what they were doing, that was so threatening for him. Because it was like, now it's not me against these 2 stupid little girls.
Yeah.
It's me against other
Experts.
experts that are just going to tell me you're dumb as fuck.
Literally. And we saw that from the get-go because we told him, when we sent the email asking for some changes in the contract, we told him that we spoke to a contract advisor, and he like literally called us and said, what do you mean you talk to like a lawyer? Which, yes, because we are about to sign a contract. We're about to give you literally so much money in advance because we had to do the 6 months installments.
Yeah.
That I think it's in both of our interests that we have
sure.
somebody looking over it.
Yeah.
And I remember that even when I viewed another place that he had when we were still thinking of like, imagine we take that shitty place, because he had multiple apartments, so he showed us another one. And I remember even me saying something to him about like, I was talking to a lawyer about something, because it was me again saying the thing with inflation is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that case. And he was like, what do you mean you talk to a lawyer? Like, literally.
Like, why are you so threatening?
Why
about
are you so
everything?
scared?
Yeah.
Like, it's literally my right to talk to whoever I want. But that is the thing. He was so scared. And
all the time.
the moment we started talking about a dispute, he dropped all the other claims and only stuck to the mold thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it was hilarious the way he didn't even acknowledge the rest of the things anymore.
So now 5 blinds are not working, but it doesn't matter.
It's okay.
As long as the mold is fixed.
Yeah, the tenants are fine with having sunlight every single all the time. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, literally.
Because he's not going to change it.
No.
And they are working. That is the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
So then the mold, it was just like us going back and forth.
Back and forth.
The amount of times that I've texted, please refer to the screenshot that I sent.
5 times.
Literally, like, I could quote what I said, literally.
Yeah.
I've seen that screenshot in my dreams, literally.
Yeah, literally 3,000 times.
Yeah. And it was just like, again, so frustrating. And we even filled in the dispute. And then something like changed on him, and he was like, okay, X amount of money goes to getting rid of the silicone and changing it, and then that's it, we're done. And I was fine.
Yeah, I was
at that point. I was just like, you know what, it's not that much money, we've paid this money already. Like, I'm still gonna get a big chunk back, let's give it to him.
Yeah.
And then Leonie was like, no, which completely fair. Like, for me, it was always, as I said before, me being a bit scared of what he was capable of doing. So I was just like, if I can have this off my mind for the rest of my life, I'll just take it.
Yeah.
Because we've won already with so many other things. If I just have to give him this, he can do whatever the fuck he wants with that money, because he's probably gonna, I don't know, not fix the silicone for sure.
I mean, he literally said that in an email.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for me, because you saying we won already, we didn't, because all the claims he raised were wrong. That was the funny thing, that I was just like, I'm not letting him go with this, and it took a toll on my mental health as well, but I just knew it was wrong. I just knew he's bullshitting us. And then him saying fixing the silicone takes 3 hours. Bullshit. I literally called up handyman companies that told me the opposite. That told me maximum 1.5 hours. And the funny thing is, he would never go with a handyman. He has like his one person that fixes everything, that he pays on the hand, maybe like £20, and that's it. And then he had the audacity to put in £45 for management costs for him to call the handyman.
Literally.
Which is, again, if that were to happen 3 months ago, it would have fallen under your responsibility as a tenant. We never have to fix the silicone. But anyways, so then we offered him a new price, and he literally said, I said, we're not going to pay without seeing a bill. And he literally said, and I'm going to pull up that, because that was just insane to me, because he was literally admitting that he will not gonna change fix it. And I think it's just crazy to think that you literally, again, like, it will just get worse. Like, eventually you will actively have a mold problem.
No, I really wish, I really hope that when the time comes, he just has to, like, spend thousands of pounds on removing, like, thousands and thousands of layers
literally
of fucking mold. And that the moment he steps in, he literally, like, gets dizzy because there's no oxygen in that house anymore. Like, I wanted to rot.
Yeah.
The whole building.
Yeah.
And then he can't rent anymore.
Yeah. That would be amazing. He said, I would like to clarity. He's
British.
Yeah. I would like to clarity that the work relating to the deduction does not necessarily have to be undertaken. However, the cost of undertaking the work to reinstate the condition at the outset of the tenancy should be determined by way of a quote, or reasonable estimate. Which then I texted him, are we understanding correctly that you're saying to not actually repair the silicone? As we told you, multiple people, including yourself, have stated that this is a bigger issue and the silicone needs renewal. If we come to an agreement to contribute to the cost of this repair, we expect you to do it. And said, therefore, our final offer is to contribute X amount of pounds for a job you are implying of not doing. I love this sentence that I wrote. And he agreed. Because he knew that we are not dumb.
Yeah.
And it's insane to me, because literally, like, now he is, what are you going to do with that money?
I don't know.
Like,
clean his mouth, probably.
Yeah. It's disgusting. Like, it literally is crazy.
Yeah.
But now we're done. We got our deposit back, and we were ready to spill. And this is like this could be a 3-hour long episode.
Oh my god, no.
Of literally spilling the tea on this man.
For real. But
we should send him this.
Yeah. No, but for real. And that just goes to show.
Never trust a man.
Never. Yeah. That just goes to show that, first of all, follow your gut, because you knew it. And I mean, what we're supposed to do, but.
Yeah.
And second, don't ever let a man speak down to you.
Yeah.
Because if they think they know better than you, they don't.
They really don't.
They really don't.
No, and it's just
so embarrassing for yourself as well.
Absolutely. And I think that, of course, in that situation, it's similar. He was an authority figure in the way that he held something over us. And we felt helpless in that situation. But it's crazy that life puts you in situations where you feel like you don't have the backbone to step up for yourself, because you feel so intimidated by the power this person has over you. And this goes for your whole life. Yeah. And I'm not saying that men don't experience that, because there's other things that, like, why you would experience discrimination. But this was such, I remember, like, crying sometimes, not like out of sadness, out of frustration. Because it's insane that men, and I'm generalizing here, I know, and I'm not saying that his primal instinct was like, oh, these are women, that's why I hate women, I'm gonna talk down to them. But I know that reinforced his way of behaving to us. So it's just like, don't, like, literally, and then involve the authorities. Like, we are gonna text him, we're gonna send an email. I would even send an email to his brother who actually owns the property and just put him in CC and act as if his brother doesn't know anything about his behavior and just like bullshit on him, because we know they work in a pair, obviously. But it is like, we acknowledge that you are not the person that is responsible for our well-being, and we're not going to talk to you as if, because it's literally like, and then we're gonna find like websites where you can rate your landlord.
That for sure.
And we
will try to do our best to have like use the digital footprint
for real
to have an impact on his life. People like this should not get away with it.
No. So, and I always think we are two smart people. We have education. We have people that support us in our decisions. We have people that have our back, that educate us about situations, and we have education to understand situations.
Common sense as well.
Yeah, exactly. But then there might be tenants in the future that don't. And they will get fucked. And that is dangerous because he's not only a scammer, he's literally a psycho. Because that goes back to what I said in the beginning, that he told us so much about his life, quote unquote so much. We know a few glimpses that now looking back, I don't think they're real. I think he made himself this like
likable person.
Exactly. Especially to women. Or girls, young girls. Like, he apparently has a family, he apparently worked there, he apparently worked there, blah, 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 blah. So it's just like,
it's just, no.
It's embarrassing. But at the same time, he has multiple properties in London and he's getting a shit ton of money, and it is working for him apparently. So go fuck yourself, literally. Like, you can get money and not be a bitch. Like, it's just not, it's not nice.
But that is just personality wise.
Karma will get you.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, we're out of there. We fucked him in a way, and we will keep fucking him
up.
And never in the
literal sense.
Yeah, in the literal sense. And this, every time I talk about this, it's like so therapeutical, because it's like letting out all the anger and all the resentment that I have for this man.
Exactly.
So one day I will never think about him anymore. I hope.
We will just laugh.
And I mean, I'm laughing.
I'm because laughing. He's a joke. So we can laugh about it. So
so that's it.
And that's concludes our literally first year in London, first season of Keep Talking, and I can't wait to see what the future brings.
It will be amazing. No shit landlords. No mold. This house is behaving very well.
It's gorgeous.
So everything is getting in place, and we're so excited.
And we're so excited to see what's to come, and I hope you guys are as well. So make sure to follow us on the socials to keep up with everything that is going to happen in the future, because season 2 will be incredible.
It's fucking coming. Stay tuned, and it's just going to get better from here.
But one thing will never change, and that is we will keep fucking talking.